Hey guys, it's said that this beach is the oldest swimming beach in Japan. So, don't know how you could know that, but apparently it's commonly believed that this is the oldest swimming beach in Japan. So it's quite a nice spot, isn't it? Quite well protected. Sort of at the entrance to Nagoya Harbour here, so it's a well protected little spot. Water's reasonably clean, so's the sand. It's pretty well maintained, pretty well clean, kept clean. Quite a nice little area. Little barbecue place over there. You can go sit and have your barbecue. Very pleasant. But probably more interesting is the area, this little machi, this little area. Lots of really old buildings around here. So in amongst the newer ones, if you keep your eyes out as we're cruising along, you'll spot some. Oh, just quickly, there's the bike. A couple of people asked about the bike. It was abandoned in the yard of our in-laws' house by my brother-in-law. Pretty good. It was a bit rusty and stuff. We cleaned it up. Unskilled labourer cleaned it up. Didn't do a bad job. There was a really narrow, pointy seat on it that was very, very uncomfortable. So I replaced that with this sofa-sized seat. Very good for unskilled cyclists that have big asses. All right. So we're going to look around. So just in front of us here, that's an old ryokan, that's an old inn. Actually showed that on a video years ago. That old inn. Not in use anymore, obviously. But in the old days, you can imagine people would have come to stay at the old inn and spend their days across the road at the beach. The back of a temple there, we'll go look at the front of it in a minute. So this is the second attempt at making this video, guys. Last time just started this video and spotted that house fire. Some of you might have seen that video already, which is quite away from here, which is why I'm out of breath already, because I've already ridden over and filmed the house fire and ridden back, and now we're starting this video. So sort of some newer houses around here, but if you keep your eyes out, in amongst the newer ones, we'll see some old ones as well. And narrow streets. See these narrow streets? Obviously these areas were lived in before cars were even thought of. So it would have just been pedestrian traffic and people with their old wheelbarrows and the occasional person with a horse. And a new house being built there. Oh, there's a good little street, look at that one. So that's what this area is like, it's just full of little streets like that. So let's have a peek around the corner. Got to watch these corners, they're blind, they're 90-degree corners. .90-degree corners, so you really got to watch them. That's another old ryokan straight ahead there, an old inn. So we won't go in these because we've actually got an old video of that temple in there. That one's already on the Castles, Temples and Old Buildings playlist. Another old ryokan there. You can still see the steam from that house fire. It's gone that light colour, that steamy colour now, so it seems they've got the fire out and it's just steam coming off the thing now. Was planning to go that way, but might go this way because this sort of looks like a little interesting street. Haven't been up here before. How's that position of that camera, guys? Always hard to tell with a GoPro, you don't know where it's looking. So little places like this that are on the ocean, on the sea, particularly ones that are up little enclosed areas like this, have been used as ports for years. Look at this old shop. Love these old shops. See the cigarette? Tobacco, that says. The little tobacco window. It's a classic. Yeah, these are the areas, because a lot of the trade used to go around Japan by sea, of course, being as it's all islands. So little places like this always had warehouses on them, little towns and warehouses, and they could bring the boats in and unload them into the warehouses. Let's get off this little road, the car coming behind us. There we go. So imagine in the old days, really old boats coming up there, couldn't you? You can see there's Kura. There's Kura on the right hand side and on the left hand side there, little storehouses. So little trading boats and fishing boats, you can just imagine. Well, they're fishing boats now, so that's easy to imagine, isn't it? And goes right up that way, the same thing. Little old buildings on each side of the river. See, there's a couple of good storehouses there. See that big one there, up that little lane? Actually, we'll go up there for a minute. There's a really cool tree up there. We'll go look at that too. Beautiful flowers all year round. See the storehouse on the right? Couple of big ones. This beautiful old tree. Isn't that a beautiful tree? See the bottom of it's growing around that big rock? Little cafe. Yeah, it's a big storehouse, that one. That's not a domestic one, that's a commercial one for sure. Big one. Beautiful condition. Beautiful Kura. So another temple. Showed you this one before too. That's how close together temples and shrines are, and we actually drove past another one. And that's another one over there too, by the way. They're everywhere. Everywhere. So if you're in the mood for watching a temple video, we got lots of those, haven't we? Castles, Temples and Old Buildings playlist. See this big concrete block on the right with the yellow lid? It's a fire, what do they call it? Cistern. It's a cistern for the fire department. If there's a fire, they need water. Take the lid off and throw the hose in there and it's full of water. You see those all over the place. Bit of a busy, noisy spot today. Bit busier and noisier than usual. These are the little ones you don't even notice when you're roaring past in the car. Look at that. So if you ignore the metal roller doors, look at the second floor. You know, and the roof. That's old. There goes Tour de France. I'm embarrassed now, I didn't shave my legs. So there's going to be another temple up there. Let's have a look. Never going to get home today. This is supposed to be a short ride and off to look at the fire and down the... Oh, stopping to look at the kura. Look at that kura. That's a good one. Look at that. See the big metal door? The big metal window? That's original. Look at that. That's a beauty. So all fireproof, see? Metal door, metal window. And then like 8 inches of mud or something. Underneath that wood there's about 8 inches of mud. And stone and tile. So if the building next door catches fire, or the house catches fire, the kura will still be okay. So they've got metal windows and a layer of fireproof stuff between the outside and the inside. That's an old one, that's a beauty. A little door there too. That doesn't go into the kura, that goes into the garden. And look at this place. Awesome. Awesomeness. See a new house there. And then a really old temple here. Look at this one. What a peach. So that one actually backs on to the other one that we just saw a minute ago, right around the corner. That's how common they are. It's great, isn't it? These little streets, little lanes, little paths really. That's what they originally were, weren't they? Just paths to walk on. Now that looks like a big kura too. See this one here on the right? That looks like a big kura. It's had windows put down the bottom. Again, that's another old one. That stuff at the bottom there's been added on. Look at the second floor. Just imagine what this street would have been like even 100 years ago. You know, you see that one straight ahead there and you see that one there. The whole street would have been like that. And this would have been like the main street. The people that lived around here would have come down here to buy their fruit and veggies and fish, rice, sake. Oh, this guy over here, see the guy trimming the... That's pretty cool. trimming the bush. That's an entrance to a temple too, that one. That's a pretty one, isn't it? Been in there, guys. It's on the playlist. Why is she stopping there? Funny one. Get away from here, I think. Oh, she's reversing in next door. Oh, there's one in there. Let's have a look. Oh, we're pretty close to the ocean here, guys. There's a fishy smell. Seriously fishy smell. These are all on the playlist, guys. That's a shrine. See the toddy, the gate, toddy, and the lions, and then the front buildings where the people sit. Probably what Christians would call a congregation, so that the people sit in there, and the priest does his things in there, and then the priest and his assistant come back out the back here and go up here, and that's the kami house. So that's where the kami dana, I think they call it. So that's where the god stuff is. So the people sit in there, do the ceremony thing, and then they bring oranges and fruit offerings up here, up there to where the kami dana is, and he does the ceremony thing up there. And you can see it all from down there, but only the priest and his assistant go up there. We common folk don't do that. That's a pretty cool one. Again, it's already on the playlist, guys. Did that one already. Alright. There's another old one here. That's old. See, that was a kuta too. They've stuck a window in it, because you don't, if you see a old building like that with a window in it, it's not original window, because that would have upset the fireproofing plan, wouldn't it? How's this shop? So that would have been a tobacco window there. So there's geta in there, sandals, wooden sandals and shoes. So it's a shoe shop. The shutters are off and the door's partly open, so it is actually open. They're amazing. I want to try and do some videos about those old shops. Actually go into a couple of them with camera, but it's just really hard because it's pretty rude, isn't it? Big foreigner walking in saying, I want to take a video in your old shop. It'll be a timing thing. The timing will have to be right. The right time, the right place, and the right person. Because it's amazing with all these supermarkets and shopping centres and things around the place, nearby to here, that little shops like that can survive, you know, with their shoes or with their sake. See a little house there? That's a beauty. That's old. And the one here with another tobacco vendor one. There goes Mr. Tour de France. Tour de France is very popular in Japan at the moment. Tobacco vendor. See, that's old. That crappy stuff on the second floor, that yellow shit, that's obviously not new and not original. But you can see by the roof, the building is old. And a little tobacco window on the left there, that's probably from the 50s or 60s. And the cigarette machine that's out of use. Woof. Woof. Brrr. Barky dog. There's another one. Just imagine the whole street like that. right up to back to that river would have been like that. No cars, just folks walking. That's a beauty. So a lot of these old ones, there's people still living in them. There's old folks still living in them. Don't know about that one, probably not. But a lot of them there are. There's still folks living in them. They've been in the house in the family for 100 generations or something. That's obviously an exaggeration. There's a peach. Look at that one. Both of those, aren't they amazing? The one on the right's probably the better one. Look at that. See the shirts hanging upstairs? So this Odgie son's still living in there. He's got his window open on the ground floor. So it would have been a shop of some description. Beautiful condition, aren't they? That's the thing, when they're continuously lived in, over the years, they're handed down from family member to family member. They're usually in really good condition because they've been maintained consistently. It's the ones that have been vacant that fall apart. The ones that are always lived in are usually maintained much better, obviously. All right. There's another one. So there's another shop that's still open, look. So what do they sell? Dried something. Oh, there's a good one there, isn't it, near the beach? So that wall there, that's a tsunami wall, that one. So the other side of that's the ocean. That's an old one. Wow. No one in that one, evidently. All right. Already filmed that fire on this camera, so it might be just about out of memory. Hope you're still with me. Yeah, look, there's one being demolished. Always sad. Inevitable. Cheese and veggies. That's the sort of place. One day, guys, I'll find the right time in the right place and the right person and go into one of them with a camera and show you guys. Because it's just amazing they survive. The only reason they survive is it's usually old people in there that are retired, that are on the pension, and they probably make a couple of dollars a day from some other old locals dropping by to buy a tomato or something. It's the only way they could survive like that. But it's sort of inevitable, isn't it, as those guys get older and pass away, and then their customers get older and pass away, that those little shops will stop functioning, and then everybody will go to supermarkets, won't they? Which is sort of sad. That's the coal barn, that's the police station. There's the little fire station or substation. So a bunch of volunteers would come there once a week or so and bring out the tiny fire truck and practice. And then next door, that's the garage for the dashi, for the big floats that is used in the parades that we showed you so many times before. So open those big sliding doors and wheel it out. Doctor's surgery over there. Good building, there's a good one, look. It's old, but it's been clad. It's been clad, but it's old. That's a list of all the names of all the local people who contributed to the fund that supports the festivals and things. So they come around to your house. We've talked about that before. They come around to your house and say, hello, I'm here to collect the 4,000 yen for the fund. And you go, oh, okay, and you go get it. And if you pay your 4,000 yen or however much they ask you for, they put your name up on there. That's the list of good people. They're the good people there. We're lucky that I do a list of just a short list of the people who don't pay. That'd be more pressure, wouldn't it? But we pay because that sort of stuff gets around. The old ladies like talking about that, and you know they didn't pay their 4,000 for the fund. So again, there's a toddy, there's the gate. Old guy up there doing his respect thing. And the little kuda, look at the little white kuda next door. Isn't that beautiful, little storehouse? That's quite common too with shrines and temples because they keep all their special things in there. Again, you know, shrines do burn down, temples do burn down, but kura don't. They're bulletproof, those things. Of course, if you started a fire inside one, you'd be in trouble because they're made of wood inside and things stored in there are flammable, but they're very careful about such things. So kura are very safe. So that's where we're going to leave you today, guys. Hope somebody got some value out of that. More videos coming soon.